Do you need to round decimals? Or have you lost marks in an exam for not rounding correctly? In this video, I'll detail two important keys that will unlock the skill of rounding decimals so that you can maximize your marks in your exam. Starting with the first key. Here you'll learn exactly what it means when you round decimals. This is best understood when you look at a dartboard or an archery target. Look at this target. The outside circle is 0 points. This represents 1 point. This is 2 points. Finally, the bullseye is 3 points. Now, if an arrow lands here, I need you to be the judge and record the correct points for each attempt. The game's rules are that the line that is closest to the arrow, they receive that number of points. Is it closer to the 2-point line or the 3-point line? Yes, the 2-point line, so they get 2 points. If the next arrow lands here, we can see that it's closest to the 1-point line. Now, what happens in this scenario? How many points does this arrow get? Here it is very difficult to actually tell which is closest. What line do we need to add to the target so that it makes it easier to compare? Yes, we need to have a halfway line. Essentially, any arrows that fall below the halfway line, we round down, and any arrows that hit halfway or above, we round up. We can easily see that it is now closer to the 2 points. These are examples of rounding to the nearest whole number. However, what happens if we want to be more accurate? Well, if we zoom into our rings, we can break each up into tenths, which is writing our decimals to 1 decimal place. If an arrow lands between these two lines, we follow the same rules. Round up if it is halfway or above, round down if it is below halfway. In this case, 1.4. This is rounding to 1 decimal place. We can continue and be even more accurate by zooming in even further, breaking each tenth up into a further tenths, making our decimal out of 100ths, which is 2 decimal places. Again, still following the exact same rules, seeing which line is closest using the halfway line as a reference. This is rounding to 2 decimal places. Now moving to the second key. Here you'll learn how to round decimals with a step-by-step guide. But first, you need to take note of one important initial step, which is identifying what you are asked to round the answer to. Typically, when you read a question, they will be very specific on what you need to round to. For instance, you may see one of the following. Round to the nearest whole number, we leave our answer as a whole number. When we're asked to round correct to 1 decimal place, we leave our answer with 1 decimal place. When asked to round correct to 2 decimal places, we leave our answer with 2 decimal places. And this can keep continuing. So how do we round decimals? Step 1, identify your target digit. This is the digit you're asked to round to. Step 2, check the digit straight after. Step 3, if the next digit is below 5, the target digit stays the same. If it is 5 or higher, the target digit goes up. If we had the following examples, we're asked to round to 1 decimal place. So this is our target digit. We check the digit immediately after. In the first case, since the digit after is less than 5, the target digit remains the same. For the second case, since the digit after is 5 or greater, the target digit rounds up. You now know all the key information on this concept. However, can you solve all exam style questions? Watch this next video to master questions easily.